hear you give me a big, powerful rumble on the drums. Come on! Goblet-shaped musical instruments native to West Africa, and it's about 1,000 years old. It's made from one single piece of wood, sealed with ropes, and covered with goat skin. This ancient musical contraption is one of the most fascinating examples of the creative spark. Its creation has been associated with different stories and legends involving princes, emperors, kings, and even what we may call extraterrestrials or jinns or spirits. At one point though, it is a very, very resourceful creation. A spark from a higher or more sophisticated force of creativity. And today, we shall all be engaged in playing this drum. The goal is to awaken your consciousness, not only towards the rhythm within you, but also the creative spark in your subconsciousness. Now, the djembe drum is played sitting down. You're going to notice on the image, the drum tilting away from the player. The reason is because when you play the drum here, it resonates powerfully at the bottom. So, you may want to put your drums this way. Let it tilt a little bit and give a space back. Now, if you have the drum this way, that is not the right way to carry the drum. You leave a space at the bottom. Now, the djembe drum plays three ranges of pitches or sound, and they call them the bass, the tone, and the slap. Now, to play the bass, it's so simple. Can you put up your left hands, please? Everybody, left hands. And if you're right-handed, left-handed, let's switch it. Now, we play the drum in the middle here. And when your hand makes contact with the drum, treat the drum like a hot stove. Your hands bounce back, like this. Let it bounce. Thank you. Powerful, powerful. Thank you. That is the way to play the bass on the djembe drum. Now the next thing I'll be showing you is how to play the tone. Now to play the tone, you put your hands, you regard the drum as a clock. 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Put your hands there. And make sure your thumb is outside the rim of the drum, because if it makes contact, it may damage your thumb. And slowly we go. Thank you very much. Now the third one is called the slap. Now the slap is extremely painful to teach. And I will not be going to that today. But for those who are curious, it sounds like this. That is slap. It takes years to master that. Great. Now, just to test your knowledge on djembe 101, I will ask us to play the bass with the left and the tone with the right. And when I give the go, start playing. Bass, tone, bass, tone, bass. So much. Now, I was born in West Africa, and growing up in Nigeria as a child, I noticed around me lots of drumming, lots of singing, lots of chanting. And I was able to observe the creative spark as it affects our compositions and our music. Usually, they're impromptu and improvised. And right now, you're going to allow me to use the word drum as a verb. We drum for every single imaginable thing in Africa. When we're happy, we drum. When we're sad, we drum. Someone gets married, we drum. Someone has a baby, we drum. Someone dies, we drum. Everything we do, we drum. And today, I'll be sharing with you this drumming experience. I know you're going to tell me, I have no rhythm. I can't drum. Everybody has rhythm. Every single person. And I'm going to prove to you today, beyond any reasonable doubt, that you have rhythm. And to prove that, I want you to put your right hands up. Put it on your chest. Can you feel it? It is called the universal rhythm, or the 4x4 rhythm. The first piece of music you heard as a child in your mother's womb keeps on beating. Now, the moment that beat stops is the way the world comes to an end. It's proof that we all have rhythm. And I'll be proving to you further how the creative spark has affected even this beat. Now, every single piece of music ever composed or written takes its cue from this heartbeat rhythm. And we're going to be playing the bass I taught you earlier in heartbeat fashion, but not this way, just this way. Let's do it. I'm going to prove to you that every single music you've heard, you're going to hear, has heard, or came from this. Now, whatever I do not stop. Keep on playing. This beat gave us what we call rock. This beat gave us gave us what we call the Caribbean calypso or soca. This same beat gave us what we call hip-hop. Come on. Give us what we call the Brazilian samba. This same beat gave us what you call the West African highlife. The military had this. Thank you. Now we've seen how the heartbeat influenced our compositions, how the spark of creativity has a role to play in the way we compose music using that universal heartbeat. Now, according to this man, it's late now. His name was Babarinde. He said, rhythm is the soul of life. The whole universe revolves in rhythm. Everything and every human action revolves in rhythm. Everything is all about rhythm, rhythm, and rhythm. Now, let's imagine the world 400 years ago, or rather, Africa about 400 years ago. We never had cell phones or telephones or computers or TV sets or even Twitter, but we were able to communicate across vast distances, kilometers and kilometers. And what happened there was the spark of creativity gave us what we call the talking drum. Now, the one I grew up with is this one called the talking drum of Yoruba people. It actually talks. This is a smaller version of this drum, but they come much bigger than this, and I'm going to show us today how they talk. Now, it is made from wood, hourglass shaped and carved, goat skin covering, and these cords here, they represent our vocal cords. Yeah, when you tighten these cords together or pull it, they imitate the tone and prosody of human speech, and they speak. The reason? Every or most African language or languages are tonal. We use the tone to represent so many meanings. I'll prove to you. Now, if you speak Yoruba and you're here, you know exactly what this means. I'm going to talk now. Now it says, Kabo, Sheda Dalede. I'll play it again. Now it's so clear. It is not like you're trying to imagine what is being said. Drums do talk. Again, it says, now it says, Kabo, Sheda Dalede. That means you're all welcome to the University of Windsor. Hope you had a great trip. That's all. That is what the drum just said now. Now, the drums are used for different purposes to represent your Twitter. When you play something and somebody picks up the sound and retweet again. It came from here. Now, this drum talk, if you hear this, it means gidigo. Gidigo means there's danger, take cover. Every little child knows what it means. So the drums have become, or became then, what we use as a Twitter and a radio to communicate across vast kilometers. Now, all over Africa, we have similar drums. For example, the Akan people of Ghana are what you call the Atumpen drums. These are giant tubular drums made from, I think, cow skin and played with sticks. Those drums talk. Even the Ewe people too of West Africa have the same thing too. Now, the djembe drum also is a kind of talking drum in that it's used to send signals. And the Malinke people say something, they say, he who can make the drum talk is a very good drummer. So now, we're going to be engaged in drum talk. Are you ready? I'm going to tweet you a message on the drums, and you're going to pick up the tweet and retweet. In other words, whatever I play, you play also. Are we ready? Big rumble. Come on. Thank you. Now we have something in our music called polyrhythms. Now, this is a very, very interesting aspect of a music. Playing 2 or 3 rhythms in a piece of music is fascinating for me growing up. And in the average African polyrhythm session, we have about 16 rhythms going on. And in the modern world, this particular polyrhythm was the idea that influenced the notion called syncopation in Western music, when you had sounds traveling at counterpoints to each other. So, again, for me, polyrhythms represents who we are as a people too in Canada. It shows how we can all be different, but still be the same people. And in a funny way, I look at polyrhythms as a metaphor for unity, where you're playing 3, 4, 5, 6 rhythms into one piece of music. Different voices playing singing one song. Different hands playing one piece. And today, we're going to be having 4 groups. Group 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we will all be engaged in the African polyrhythm. Group 1, are you ready for me? You play this for me clearly and don't stop. Go. Thank you. Don't stop. Group 2, you ready? You play this for me. Group 3. Come on. Group 4, ready? Go on, keep on playing. That is the rhythm within you. Just discover that. Thank you.